Hi, I'm back in Maya again, and so I think what we'll do is we'll build the hand now. So let's start with a box for the palm of the hand. So I hit W, shift and move, and bring this up here. I'll align it up in the different viewports. So if I come over here, stick it somewhere where the palm of the hand is. Go to its options. I want it to be, I don't know which way around these are. So, okay, 3 wide or long, 2 high, and oh, hang on, let's go back into the perspective view. What's this one? Oh yeah, and then 3 again here. Right, so I'm going to make a kind of classic cartoon hand. So it's going to have 3 fingers. So now depth is the height. So I'm going to get the height. I'm going to bring the height down a little bit, so it looks a bit more like the drawing. And then in the top view, hit F, W, select move, and then put it there-ish. And we'll thumb off here, some fingers, thumb. Okay. So initially, just to round it off a little bit, what I can do is I can come into this view, side view, and go F to find it, which is there. I'll line it up a bit. Makes you wonder whether your drawings are lining up, doesn't it? And then I'm going to go to vertex, get these top ones, hold the shift key, get these bottom ones, go R to scale, and we'll scale them in a little bit, just to round it off a bit. Here you go. I might even get these ones and just bulge them out a little bit to make the whole thing a bit more roundy, and then maybe just get all of the vertices and then scale them down so they're a bit more like the drawing. Haha, there you go. Something along those lines. Perspective view there. Okay, so now we've got that. We can start to decide where we're going to join these things up and where we're going to line them up. So I'll just initially get those 2 points there, so that's the top and the bottom. I'm going to bring those in a little bit and bring that out there. In fact, we're these ones, all of these ones, bring them back a little bit, start to line them up with, let's take those ones that way a bit. Let's see what we got on that back edge. So normally the thummy bit sticks out a bit. Hang on. So the thummy bit sticks out a bit, so I might use this bit over here to dock the arm on, because I need 4 polygons to dock the arm on. So if I use that as the base of the thumb joint, I can use these 4 to join it down. So that one, shift that one, and bring that around a little bit more. And so that could be the arm. Should I join it onto the arm first, just to see how that would work? So if I go here and go face, get that end one. Let's make a cuff. So I'm going to go extrude, and then get the scale bit, and then scale it in a bit. I'm going to go G. G is do that thing again. So whatever your last operation was. So if it's scale, if it was extrude, I can go extrude again. So G is do that thing again. So I can go in. G is do that again. I can go to scale and then scale in. And then, so that will be quite soft if you smooth it. So you're going to have to add extra edge loops in there just to firm it up a bit. But 1 will unsmooth it. And then I'm going to G, do that thing again, scale it in a little bit and move it out a little bit. I'm not quite sure how this is going to line up yet. And then so I'm going to go G, do a bit more. There you go. Wrists are kind of flattened a bit, so I'm going to go R. I'll scale it down a bit. And then we're going to dock it over there. And actually it already kind of lined up a little bit. So now I can hit delete. If I can find the key on my keyboard, there you go, delete, that's it. So if I select this one, go object mode, shift select that one, combine, go that one up there on the shelf. So they're now the same object face. Will that be? Delete that one, delete that one, delete that one, delete that one. Now, because it doesn't really obviously line up, I'm going to go edge, I'm going to get that one, and then select that one. I'm just going to bridge two at once. There we go. Now I'm going to do a quick cheat. This is worth knowing. If I double click that, it will now get all the edges front and back, and then I can go Control, deselect that one, deselect that one. So it's just a way of allowing you control exactly which polygons bridge, because once you bridge one, everything else will follow. So now if I go bridge, it'll do that. And then we can kind of go, cool, these are in weird places though. So that one, go into the top view. W, that one wants to come out here somewhere. Ooh, there you go. And then those, the curved, edgy bits, there we go. Move this one across a little bit. And we can kind of go, those two there. Might want to be a bit more over here. We're crossing over something else there, so let's not do that. We'll just do that. And then what we'll do is go multi-cut tool, hold the control key, and put another line in there. Go, oh, select the scale. I'm going to get those. I'm going to scale them that way. W select move, and then I'm just going to nudge these around so they're just a little bit more like drawing. Something like that. There you go. Those two can come in a bit. Right. And now I'm going to make these lines follow over to the bottoms of the fingers, so you get the spread in the palm a little bit. Bring that in a bit. Bring that in a bit. That will do that a bit. Right, and take that in a bit. That in a bit. And these up to here, because that I think is going to be the base of the thumb there. What does that look like? Let's come out and have a look in the perspective view. Looks a little weird at the moment, Andy. And that is because we're not lining up with the drawing at all. That's because we lined it up in the side view. So let's kind of decide which drawing we're really working from. That one, oh, scale them that way. This one, scale them that way, move them down a little bit. So I'm not being absolutely dogmatic about it fitting the drawing completely, but I want to be more or less in the right place. And especially if the drawings aren't lining up perfectly, then you have to make your best judgment. Right, so nudged around a bit to line up, and we might want to go in to that cuff there. And you see where that kind of does weird things. I'm going to get that one and that one and just line it up a little bit with the wrist there. And you can see that that one, shift, that, angle, do that one. These are easy to select multiples if you don't have the gizmo showing. So if I do that and go to W, then I can do that. If I get that one, shift that one, and I can come down a little bit like that. And that might look better going as the, yeah, there you go, that's alright. Looks a little bit weird, so I might get that one, shift that one, lift them up a little. This is just making it look a bit, I'd say prettier, but I think a lot of people wouldn't agree with me, but never mind. Da, 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 da. Should be right, that'll do. So it doesn't really look like a hand much. Palm dishes a bit there. There we go. Right, okay. I'm gonna go object mode. Oops. And then delete the history, get rid of that history there. So delete by type history. Oh, and I've lost me surface, that's rubbish. Hang on. Assign an existing material, Lambert 1. There you go, it's come back again. Most confusing. Never mind. She'll be right. Okay, fingers. So I'm cheating on this. Normally I do a finger that's got kind of 8 edges around, like the sleeve, but then you end up with loads in the hand there. Then you have to chase all the edges out, and it's a pain in the bum. So I'm going to go cylinder. Now obviously that is too big for a finger, so I can go. This is where it goes a bit weird. I'm going to subdivision axis 6. Subdivision caps 0. Subdivision height 3, because you got 2 knuckles, so you got like 3 segments to the finger, so ish. And then radius, what, 0.1? Oh yeah, and height is 0.5. Piggy little finger. Right, let's have a look. If I go top, kind of where are you? Over there. F. If I rotate it that way, that's that way. So if I go 90 there. Boop. Okay, so let's go right. So height 0.5, height 1. There you go. Radius 0.2. Yeah, I'm pudgy, but anyway. Right, I'm going to do the rest with scale and everything. I just thought I'd rough it out. So there you go, your kind of ish fingery thing. Is that right in that view? Not right. See, because it's very chunky, isn't it? And also, it doesn't align properly because the top is pointy up. So what I want to do is I want to have the flat bit there, topmost. And I'm not quite sure what that is as a rotation. Probably 27.5 or something like that. Go here. That looks like it might be a 30, you know. There you go, 30. Beautiful. Lovely. Sorted. Right, so obviously we need quads. So I'm going to go. If I go freeze transforms there, it does that, so it zeroes that back out and it stops it looking uncomfortable with the gizmo at a funny angle. Right, that's just me. Multi-cut from that vertex to that vertex there. There we go, cool. So we've now got quads on the end, which is good. So if I go select and move, I can select that edge, I can move that edge forward. And you can see if I hit 3, it's a sausage shape, so 1. Right, what do we need? It looks huge, doesn't it? So let's just get all the vertices. There we go. And I'm just going to go scale. And scale it in all directions to start off with. And move it that way. You can go, oh yeah, that may be okay. I've extended that by bringing that forward a little bit, so I'm going to get those ones and move them forward a bit. Right, so generally, I reckon as you go forward, your finger tapers a little bit. I mean, it's not quite right, but so I'm going to shrink that bit, shrink that bit a bit more, shrink that bit a bit more. Okay, so it's a slightly tapered finger. Right, so we need to do some bits with it. It needs kind of knuckly bits, don't forget. So areas of high deformation. knuckle joints will have to have more subdivisions to rotate them. I'm just going to hold the control key, put an edge loop there, 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 and then something define it against the hand there. Something, give it a bit of more definition at the tip of the finger. Okay, looks quite busy, but we should be okay with it. I'm going to come in this view. Right, so scale. It still looks too. I'm going to flatten it down a little bit and move all those vertices up. To make a knuckle, I'm going to get the centre of those and move them northwards. Get those ones, move them northwards as well. Up screen, not northwards, but I know what I mean. So that lifts the bottom up and the top up. Normally, I find tips of fingers tend to, when you hold them flat, tend to point upwards a little bit. If you do that, you might get a bit of knuckle there, not knuckle, nail. So we can do something a little bit like that. And this end bit here, and then go R and make it a little bit bigger, and lift it up a little bit. Ooh. So it might be able to dock up over across to that. And then in this view, I should go to edge. Edge. There you go. And then double click that one, go R, and then I'm just going to scale that edge out, and then that. Double edge loop, scale it out. And it just gives you a little bit of stuff, changing dimension and whatnot. Go W. Vertex. You can mess these around, spread those out a little bit, because that's the bony bit. There. And there. I might get those two, bring them in a little bit. Actually, I'll bring those ends a bit more as well. Right, having done that, let's have a look. It's a chunky old thing, but it's a little bit like a fingery digit. Okay, so one rough fingery thing. So go 1, go face, get the end back face there, and then go delete. Then you've got a finger. Object mode. Now, I'm also going to rip this off for the thumb as well. Now, the thumb's first joint is kind of like back in the palm, so really visibly you only see 2 joints, kind of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. Now I've put rid of that back face. I can go Control D, which is duplicate. Go little finger. Come back to it. Go Control D, duplicate, and go first finger, and then Control D, and kind of go. You will eventually be a thumb. So I'll spin it around a bit. Now, thumbs, articulate a little bit differently to fingers. And you can do all sorts of quirky things about it. You kind of like model them at about 45 degrees to the angle of the hand, but it makes unwrapping really awkward and everything. So for this, our first simple character, we're not going to do that. But bear in mind, there are lots of other ways of making hands. And this is quite a kind of moderately effective, but basic way of doing it. W to move, so that's your little finger, obviously way too big, so R, and let's just scale it down until it looks a little bit more like the drawing. And then this one I think is also too big, so E to rotate. Now the finger spread thing really just makes it easier to rig later. So there are certain things I'm doing in the modelling is for, making the workflow a little bit easier elsewhere. And so it might not be the best solution, but it's a good solution, because there's no right way or wrong way of doing these things. There's just ways that work and ways that don't work. This happens to be a way that works to a known value of workingness. So we don't need that bit up there. So if I go face, I get those ones up there and go delete, that'll be okay. And then we'll go object mode for the rest of it and kind of go make it fit R, that, and then you can go, right, we can dock that on to those ones over there. And so the big difference between doing a cylinder with 6 sides as opposed to a cylinder with 8 sides is a cylinder with 6 sides only needs 2 polygons to be removed from the other mesh to dock it across. So you just come out here. That's not where I meant to go. Right, this one. What I want to do with this, I'm going to use a slightly different command. I'm going to get that one, shift that one, and go combine. Okay. So now if I go face that one, shift that one, and go delete, I can do that. And what I want to do is I want to kind of mash these two together. So I'm going to go vertex, I'm going to get that one and that one. So rather than bridging and generate another one, I'm going to go merge to center, which is that one, merge to center, and that kind of goes you and you be the same vertex but somewhere in the middle of where you are at the moment. Okay, that was the wrong one. That's, there you go. You get 2 buttons that both say be a circle. Right, you and you. So this is the middle one. Merge to center, and then that one and that one. Merge to center. Obviously I can hit G, because if I'm just repeating merge to center, I can just hit G on the keyboard and that will do that. So I do that one and I want to go G, there you go. And so that initially is docked over. So again, I can go object mode, select this one, select that one, go combine, and go face, you, delete, and then I can start doing the merge to center thing again. I will probably have to end up doing other things as well to make this work, but so shift those 2, merge to center, and that one merge to center. You see, because that pulls that all the way over there, and we don't want it, so we're going to pull it back to there. So again, that one and that one merge to center, and then it's too far across. And that one, G, merge to center, and that one, G, and merge to center, because this will be different eventually as well. Although I can probably say that it definitely will have to be further over there. And that one, no, this one, and that one, G. Okay, just as point in case, as in 3, it docks up quite nicely. You might get a little bit of pulling in the middle there, but we're going to add another set of edge loops around the hand. And the other thing is, look at the history generate doing that. So I'm just going to go object mode, delete by type history. And then what I can do now is go 1, face. Well, actually, let's combine those 2. Combine. Then go face, and then go you, delete, then go to vertex mode, get that one, shift select that one, because we've combined, merge to center is not the last thing that we did, so I have to go and do that. Now I can get that one, shift that one, and go G, and then that one. Well, actually, I'm going to do that one and that one first. If I do that one, it hides those, so I'm going to do that one first, and then I can still see these at the top. G, and then I can move that back a bit, across a bit. That looks alright. So that one, shift, that one, G, that one, shift, that one, and go G, and obviously we need to do something, because damn that doesn't work. But it's only a matter of kind of going, oh look, and maybe moving the whole finger across a little bit. Or making it still a bit smaller. There anyway. We certainly need to do that a bit more. That a bit more. Because when I shrunk the top and the bottom to make it round off, I was just guessing. Right, in the top view, you can see that the line of this is probably more here-ish, and actually these are probably going to be back here a bit more, so it can be a little bit more sympathetic with these bits, and just mash them around until they look right. Technical term, mashing it around until it looks right. And so the line of this one's going to be back here somewhere more. These want to be back here a bit more. You know, and we could make those normally I want those ones to be a bit further that way. Ooh. Something along those lines. And then what I do, I think, is get the multi-cut tool, come in here, put another bit there. I mean, you could do all sorts of bits and pieces where you make, you extrude knuckles up and stuff like that. They're underneath at the moment. Let's go above. And we could go, select to move, edge. And kind of go this one, shift, that one, that one. Those are going to be knuckles. You know, if I can keep them selected anyway. Up, there you go. And you want a pad of flesh underneath it, so you can actually come in and bring that down as well. But then get that one, that one, that one, lift that up. Da, da, da. I wonder if that line should, this line should really be the knuckle as well, shouldn't it? So that can define that a bit. And then would you kind of go, well, if these are up because of the knuckle, this will come down. Anyway, that's faffing. Technical term. So there you go. Fingers are on. So one. Let's do the thumb. So I'm going to go face, that one, delete, that one, delete. Select that, shift select that, go combine. Look at this incredible history. I'm going to go delete by type history. And then I'm going to go, I'm going to bridge this one on, I think. So if I go edge, I'm going to generate that extra geometry, so that one. Actually, shall we just, if I double click that and then shift double click that, if we bridge the whole thing, you see it does that thing, but it kind of goes, I don't know what texture that should be. Fine. Object mode, assign existing material Lambert one. There you go. Happy now, aren't you? Right. So this is the kind of ball of the underneath the thumb there, so we can give that a bit more mass. Boop. You even can't bring it all the way back into there, really. Even to there if you wanted to, and then sort of like just dish it out. Wrong one, this one. Boop. There we go. Just see what that looks like. No. Object mode 3. So it's not the world's greatest hand, but it's not bad. Right, so having done that, we can come here. Oh yeah, actually, before we do that, just want to add a couple more edge loops in here. So just to make this a little bit more less gooshy, we do it. I'm going to go and hold the Shift key, no, the Control key. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to come inside here, there. Oh, I thought I put one there. No, I was clicking on the box. That thing's annoying. I normally switch them off. I haven't done it in this version yet. Come on. Right. Cooperate on it. There it is. That's what I want to see. So, Control. There. That'll do. One down there. Control. Boop. One in there. Boop. There we go. And that, when you poof, yeah, when you smooth that looks better now. There we go. I mean, you can make it more like a chunky knit sweater, I think. But if you come in here, and just go edge that one. Makes weight painting more interesting, at least. 3. There you go. It's a chunkier knit now. Right, 1. Face. Right. We no longer want you lot over here. We shall delete you. Let's go object mode, delete by type history, mesh, mirror, apply, close. And we now have arms and hands. Woohoo! Right, next one. Heads and face. That's terrifying. We'll do that in the next one. So I'll see you in that one.